Small monkey to big monk welcomes you. Here true corporate stories become timeless lessons in leadership, decision-making, workplace wisdom, and a little laughter from the corporate jungle. If you enjoy authentic corporate stories with practical life lessons and a bit of workplace humor, please like, share, subscribe, and join the troop. You could lose your job the next day if you defy me. But I have to attend my own marriage, pleaded Gautam Sharma with folded hands, but the response was cruel and grossly unfair. He was told you could lose your job the next day. Gautam's girlfriend and parents were shocked beyond belief. They advised him to change the job as early as possible. Gautam had joined Outlasts Dynamed at Mumbai as a product manager a year ago after completing his MBA from Mumbai University. His childhood flame and girlfriend had proposed marriage 4 weeks ago. The marriage date was fixed for Friday the 2nd of April and the venue was a 5-star hotel in South Mumbai. The invitations had been sent to over 500 guests by Gautam's family alone. Gautam had invited only a couple of youngsters at the office. In a very happy mood, he presented the invitation card to his departmental head, Deepak Durda, the director marketing, and also requested approval of his leave application for just 3 days, including the day of his marriage. Deepak hardly looked up at Gautam and kept the invitation card aside without even looking at it. When Gautam Sharma pleaded that he has to attend his own marriage, Deepak Durda menacingly said you could lose your job the next day. Gautam's father was a senior director in a multinational company. He advised Gautam to meet the HR head and explain the situation to him. The HR director knew that Gautam was brilliant and hardworking. His performance parameters were excellent and far above expectations. He listened sympathetically but declined to intervene. Gautam understood that in this jungle the big monkeys are ruling and the only way is out of the company. Gautam informed the HR head that he has no other choice but to proceed on leave without pay and was aware that it would be considered as insubordination. Gautam hinted that the matter would escalate into the legal arena. Gautam's colleagues were equally flabbergasted by the DM's stance. When they were outside, in the office garden, 2 of his colleagues were trying to understand the reasons behind Deepak Durda's weird stance. Denying leave for an employee's own marriage could an industry-first example, opined one colleague. The lady colleague was a bit more vehement and declared that it was utterly shameful for any company with a functioning HR department and at least a pretense of good managerial practices. One of them asked, "Are you marrying your boss's girlfriend?" The lady colleague chimed in and said no, his wife ran away with the driver. No one could even guess the reason behind the sadistic behavior. Deepak's goose was already being cooked at many levels. Gautam's father was quite well known in industry circles, including the CMD of Outlasts and also one of their international directors. He invited them for Gautam's wedding and they promised to attend. In a casual way, they were appraised of the situation, but he also informed that Gautam was seeking greener pastures in India or abroad. The CMD inquired whether he should intervene, but Gautam's father declined, saying that it would set a bad precedent and spoil the CMD's reputation. Gautam got married on schedule and even went on a honeymoon to Kathmandu in Nepal. The CMD had attended the wedding and exchanged pleasantries with Gautam and his parents. They talked about general things but discreetly avoided talking about office matters. Gautam did not receive any termination letter, probably because HR had second thoughts. The CMD's presence at Gautam's wedding was an ominous signal of impending trouble for Deepak. In the meanwhile, Gautam was on the lookout for a better-paying job. Quite deservingly, he got selected as a group product manager in another multinational company, who were actually trying to poach him from Outlasts. Gautam's wife was absolutely delighted because many family members thought that she was a lucky charm for Gautam Sharma and the family too. She now felt much less animosity towards Outlasts as they had triggered a change in their fortune. The CMD was now watching Deepak closely and realized that he had spent the first year blaming his predecessors for his dismal performance. CMD had given him the benefit of doubt, but the leave refusal for marriage incident indicated very poor leadership skills. This was confirmed discreetly from deeply embedded secret information sources in the market, especially at the depots. Deepak had projected very impressive sales estimates and profit projections to the management committee, promising the moon thought the CMD, who had outlasted at least 4 DMs. At the next half-yearly managing committee meeting, Deepak said the growth is significant while presenting the performance figures, which were marginally better than the previous year. At that point, the CFO intervened and said the growth is minimal. The CMD said it is time to deliver, and the CFO added no more excuses about the predecessor. The CMD was tightening the noose. At the next managing committee meeting, the third quarter results were projected as excellent, but the CFO had alerted the CMD that the sales figures were tampered. The managing committee took a very strong stance about the tampering, and Deepak was asked to resign with immediate effect. It remained a mystery whether the leave refusal for marriage episode had influenced the decision, but many seniors insist that the downfall began with that episode. Never underestimate a small monkey. The branch he sits on may be connected to the entire forest. Big monk wisdom: the jungle never disappeared, it merely learned to wear a suit. If you like this story, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. To receive notifications, click on the bell icon. If you wish to share your story, please send an email to prsmonks@outlook.com or 11decibels@gmail.com. If this story reminded you of someone from your own workplace jungle, share this episode with them. See you next week on Small Monkey to Big Monk.